Hey guys, Dan Heilman back with another video. Today, I want to talk about why I think we are bottomed and the bottom is in. Now, when I say the bottom is in, roughly, could we wick below this? But I think the bottom is in this week. I have a lot of indicators telling me that the bottom is pretty much in. We're going to talk about those and let's go. So the very first one that is a great indicator is ETF flows. So when you get a lot of really big positive flows, this is Ethereum right here, that usually indicates a local top. You see, we had a lot of big inflows, local top, and every time you get a big pullback, right? So a lot of outflows, a lot of people selling, that is usually a local bottom. You can see we had basically the second most outflows ever for Ethereum. So that, in my opinion, means that the bottom is in. Now, it can continue for another day. Maybe we get another day of outflows and maybe the price goes a little bit lower, or we just make a lower low. Sorry, oh my God. We make a higher low is what I meant to say. And that would be extremely bullish for Ethereum and Bitcoin. So this is one of the very big indicators that I use. So there's Ethereum. Now, if I hit back, we should find Bitcoin here. Same exact thing. Every time you see really big outflows, that's a local bottom, right? So we had another just right here at the beginning of this month. On the first, we had massive outflows, the second biggest outflow in history on Bitcoin, and that was basically the bottom. So retail, that's me, that's you guys. Unfortunately, we're called retail or dumb money. Usually, most likely, we sell the bottoms and buy the tops. It's unfortunate, but that's kind of how this shakes out. Our entire goal in this, if we want to make money, is to not be like the rest of retail, right? So when people are selling as much as possible, that means you should be buying. That is what you need to do. You need to get over your emotions, and you need to, when you see a lot of blood in the streets here, a lot of blood in the water, you need to be buying, right? So that is the only way you're going to make money in this market. And when people are saying the price is going to $10 million, that's when you need to be selling, right? So this is a huge contrarian indicator here. And again, we're looking for a higher low. I think I said it right this time. Yes, we're looking at a higher low is what we're looking for. Now, there's a bunch of other indicators that are telling me the same thing. There's this thing called hash ribbons, and it's basically in tune with the miners, and it talks about, basically when the price is going down and they're increasing their hash rate, that means that the price is usually going to turn around. So here it is. This blue is a buy signal on the hash ribbons. This one's very strong. So if we go back in history, we see there was a bunch of buy signals back here, and the bottom was about 30 days away from when this buy signal hits, right? It's not instant because this is when the miners go into capitulation because they're losing money, and they add more hash power to try to make more money, and the price usually finds a bottom within about a month. Here's another one right here. This one was only 19 days, okay? So a little bit less than a month. This one picked almost the exact bottom, so that's pretty good. You can see it gets green when they start doing it, and then it gets blue when basically it's a good time to buy. Another thing is this risk metric right above it. You can see that's kind of a similar one. And down here we have another one. So that one was basically dead on. Here's another one right here. If we go from here to the low, it was only 13 days. Another low was about 47 days, okay? So go back here, same thing. We have basically the low was in exactly 30 days. So it looks like the low is basically 30 days from the signal. Now the last signal was right here, and 30 days is like 2 days from now, right? Maybe even, 2 days from now. So we could see one further push down or the bottom's in, right? This is not exact science, but it gives you kind of a rough time frame of when you're going to see some big moves. We also have this other indicator down here called SOPR. And whenever it posts a yellow dot, that's usually a bottom, right? So here's one. This one was like 1 day before. This one hit the exact bottom. This one right here hit hopefully the exact bottom, if this is the bottom. This one was a couple days away from the bottom. This one was a local low, right? It was like a big capitulation event, and we did move up from there. So we're at least going to get some sort of a bounce from here. And you can see it's kind of the same place we are. So we could still sweep this low. There was a lot of, I talk about it all the time. There was a lot of manipulation going on yet again. It was probably Binance, other exchanges, maybe even Coinbase, sometimes Bybit. They send a bunch of cryptocurrency to their market maker who sells it on the market, and they basically make these events worse by continually selling to try to liquidate people. There's another really cool site that I kind of just found, and it's quite interesting. So it's basically like liquidation max pain. As I've been saying, if we go to just liquidation heat map, you can really just trade these liquidation levels, especially if you look at Binance, because they're usually the ones doing a good amount of manipulation. So if you go on like the 48-hour, you can see that there was a bunch of liquidity down below. So they pushed the price down, liquidated all those people, and basically they get to keep that money. They do have to pay out their shorts, right? Because, you know, the shorts are going to make money, the longs are going to lose money. They pay out the shorts, and then they get to keep the rest. So you can see that was a big liquidation level, another big liquidation level. Now, this max pain is really interesting. So I used it for Dogecoin, and I put an order at that price, and it picked up my order almost exactly and turned around. Now, if we go to like the 1 month for Ethereum, this was... Now it's a little bit lower because more people have added longs. So they could still sweep these, but basically the max pain of all of the liquidity for Ethereum is $4,037, okay? So you could put an order here and it would be pretty low risk, because usually if it is market manipulation, that's what they're trying to do. So this yesterday said, I think it said 41.15 or something. So that was this first level. So if you come down, and it's a pretty good chance of hitting this in big events like this, right? Now, there's a higher chance that you don't get your order hit if you put it right at this level, because we're not always going to sweep all of it. If you go to the 12-hour, it's probably a little bit easier to get your order filled. So what you could do is like you could put some of your order at the 12-hour number. So if I want to take a long, I would put it at 41.90. Okay, so 41.90, where's that right now? So 41.90 is just kind of right below where we are. So that means a bunch of people have added longs, and they're going to get liquidated at 41.90. Now this should correlate with this. If we go to Ethereum, 41.90. So there is some liquidity right here at 41.90, right there. There's $40 million just on Binance, okay? So you can use this to place long orders and short orders. You can see, look at this. The price came right up, liquidated these guys right at 42.40, and now has turned around and came back down. So unfortunately, market makers do push the price towards these liquidation levels. That is very common. But if we go to like the 3-day, where do we see a bunch of liquidity? Right now, there's more liquidity up than down. So there is more liquidity up here, right? So this is 77 million. Down here is only 30 million, right? So there still is more liquidity up than down. That's a good sign if you want the price to go up. Let's go to the 1 week. There's a lot of liquidity up here. This is, I think we're going to hit a new all-time high. Now, does it happen? Does it have to happen right away? No, it doesn't. Could it happen in September or October? Yeah, of course. It does not happen to happen right away, but the most amount of pain is up now. You can see there's only like 50 million down here, but if we go up like even to like here, this is like 200 million right here. If we just go up to 4,300. So just going up to 4,300 is the most amount of pain. So, you know, if we go like, let's go to like the 3-day, for example. So the most amount of pain is up, right? You can see right here, Ethereum, 86 million liquidated at 4,300, only 40 million liquidated at 4,000. Could we sweep 4,000? Yeah, we could. We could sweep 4,000 first and then go back up here, right? So this would be a 4% dump, but all they have to do is move the price 2% to the upside, and they'd liquidate all of these and get 86 million. So it's unfortunate that this happens, but this is a good way to do short-term trades, right? And it just kind of tells you which direction we could go in the future. Now, there's other indicators that are saying that we are likely to get a big bounce here. This TD sequential indicator, it is called TDS, Trend Direction Sequence. This is one I use here, TDS. So if you go search indicators, TDS, what was it? Trend direction. But what was it? What was it? What was it? TRS AM. This one. It's pretty good. This one gives me basically these indications when we are. I have no idea how it works, but if you back test it and look at it, it's pretty dang accurate, right? So you can see we had a 16-hour one here, and that usually was the bottom. I don't know if it uses some sort of bullish divergences or what it uses, but you can see there was a lot of bad ones up here. The red ones are bad. The green ones are good if you like going up. And you can see here, there's a lot of them here. We pulled back. There was a lot of them up here. We pulled back. Now there's two right here, 4-hour and 8-hour. If you were to get 1 day in 1 week, that would mean a bigger bump. But so I think we're at least going to get some sort of a reversal right here. And we happen to sweep the last high from this last cycle. So we actually retested. I'm sorry, not from the last cycle, from last year, from December last year. We swept this high and then turned it into support instead of resistance, okay? So on the way up, we kind of used it as resistance, and now we've flipped this resistance into support here, and we've bounced. Now, could we still sweep this again? As I said, yes, we could. If I now go to like the 6-hour, you can see that I am getting basically on this Market Cipher B indicator, I'm getting a green dot, which likely indicates bottoms. Now, 6-hour is a good one. I think we're about, we already printed it on the 8-hour. So on the 6-hour, you can see we have a big green dot. Look at the last time we got this on Ethereum. It was right here. Look at that. That's like the exact bottom, right? The exact bottom. And again, you see the 12-hour on this TD sequential or whatever they call it. Bitcoin, let's look at that one. Same thing. You have a big green dot buy signal. The last time we got that was right here. You see we did sweep that low. So that is a possibility. So don't go 100x leverage straight in here. I do use Bitunix. If you do want to try leverage, or if you just want to buy any cryptocurrency with low fees, this is a great exchange. I have a bunch of longs open right now. A lot of them are in the profit. I have a couple that a lot of mine are in the profit. I'm up 18%, 9%, 9%. So I have a lot of leverage trades in the profit. Affiliate link below if you want to try Bitunix. It's an amazing exchange. I do have a lot still negative, not in the profit, because I did open a little bit early. I wish I didn't, but you can't always get the exact bottom. So if you start a long, for example, don't put your full order in. You know, you can DCA down, just use small leverage, be careful. But affiliate link below, it helps out the channel, and you get a nice discount on fees. So again, this is what I have a lot of longs going on here. So don't go max 100 leverage. You know, don't leverage your entire house, because we could still sweep this low, but I think the bottom is pretty much in, right? Again, I think the general bottom is, I think we're going to see a nice little bump. Bitcoin has right here, it has 4-hour, 8-hour, and the 1 day. You can see the last time we saw some of these indicators, the bottom was pretty much in. So I think the bottom's pretty much in. You can also see that we're getting some, on the 4-hour, we were getting bullish divergence. I have another indicator here. I don't even know what this one's called, but RSI divergences. This one has been pretty nice too. It kind of highlights the bar in green, saying that we have a bullish divergence, and we basically had it from this point all the way to here. So that usually means we're going to reverse. You can see we had that right here, right? So last time we had that was right in this area, and the bottom was in, okay? So I think the bottom is pretty much in. Another thing is the Brexit. What's it called? Brexit. This indicator as well kind of shows like momentum, and right now you can see it's basically bottomed. If I drag this up a little, you can see it's bottomed on the 4-hour. It's trying to bottom on the 6-hour, which is a little bit slower. On the 1-hour, you can see it looks like we're due for maybe a little bit of a pullback, and I'm hoping it's in a higher low. I'm looking for a higher low. So you can see right here, we have a low. We have a lower low. Now I'm looking for a higher low, and that definitely will indicate that the bottom is in my opinion, and we should see some more upside. So that's what I'm looking for. I know it's been kind of crazy out there, but I think the bottom is in, and that's gonna be pretty much up for the video. So I'm feeling better today about the bottom being in. I don't think we're gonna just blast down. Now, again, we could sweep this low and then see a nice, V-shaped recovery. Let's look at the stock market. We did have some sell-off in the stock market as well. This was kind of a, I also have a bearish divergence here on the stock market. We have, if I go to the futures, what do we got going on in futures today? we're kind of red, but we've kind of turned around. So if we go on like the 4-hour, for example, you can see it kind of also shows the bottom in on CME futures for the S&P 500. So the bottom was, what is this, last night at midnight? Last night at midnight, does that kind of correlate with this? Last night at midnight, yeah, kind of correlates with the price of Bitcoin and Ethereum, you know, within about an hour or two. So, you know, unfortunately, we do kind of still follow the stock market, but right now, and the same thing, right? If you look at my indicator, it's saying the bottom is likely in this area. And you can see all these green here as well, saying that the bottom is in. You can see the Bressert as well, kind of showing a bottom as well. Okay, so I think the bottom's in for the stock market. Local bottom, guys, local bottom, not the bottom for the rest of our lives, but the local bottom is in if you do want to do some short-term trades. If you also are new to the market, it might be a good time to get some entrance into, you know, Ethereum, Bitcoin, some of the altcoins. We'll hit Bitcoin dominance real quick because this one's very important. It did kind of come back up here. Oh, one other indicator on why I think the bottom is in is stablecoin dominance, which basically when the market's coming down, people take their money out of crypto and they put it in stablecoins. And you can see we double bottomed here, or double topped really, right? You want this to go down, and that's positive, bullish for cryptocurrencies. So you can see we made a basically double top. And now if this continues coming down, that's another indication that the bottom is in. Bitcoin dominance, also, it went up a lot. Whenever the price dumps, you know, altcoins dump more. So Bitcoin dominance usually goes up. You can see yesterday, the last 2 days, Bitcoin dominance went up. But now if we look at like the 4-hour, you can see we have made a lower high. I got it wrong again. A lower high. So that's good if you have a bunch of altcoins. That is what you want to see. It did make a higher high compared to this one from last week or whatever. But, you know, long term, you can see this is still coming down, which is good. Do I think the top is in for Bitcoin dominance? I do think the top is in. But we could make a higher high above this. Maybe next month, if we get a big pullback, if we get a really big pullback, bigger than the one we had, this will go up. And right now we're kind of fighting this resistance line that goes all the way back. You can see all the way back to here, right? So we're kind of like fighting this resistance right now, but we're back below both of these resistance lines right now. If I zoom back in, you can see we're back below this. So if this continues to come down, it's gonna be really good for altcoins. I have a feeling that most people are in altcoins. If I look at the other dominance, Ethereum dominance is going back up. That's good. That's good. We want that to go back up because Ethereum leads the altcoins, right? As soon as Ethereum makes a new all-time high, I think we'll get a very big alt season. Crowcoin is doing very well. I opened a big long on Crowcoin that I'm in the positive, very good. Sol dominance is starting to go up. It actually came back and retested the bull market support band. I think Solana is going to do very well. Litecoin is in this, you know, bull flag, descending wedge, whatever you want to call it. I think Litecoin dominance is going to break out soon. Binance dominance does well in dumps because Binance doesn't dump their own coin. You always look at that. Sui showing a little bit of weakness. Maybe it's just trying to retest this moving average. Bitcoin Cash showing a tiny bit of weakness. Dogecoin kind of rejecting off this line and maybe moving back up. So that's good. It is below the bull market support band. So kind of bearish on Dogecoin. I mean, not bearish, but it's not super bullish. TRX has been doing very well. Tron, that one has been doing very well. XLM, maybe a bottoms in. Did I say XRP? XRP has been doing poorly basically since about a month ago. But yeah, that's it for the video. Oh, triple top on XRP. Damn. For dominance. That's not good. Maybe we're trying to retest the bull market support band, but XRP looking pretty weak. That's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Dot dominance, trying to bottom. Maybe we see some dot love. That'd be cool. Ton slowly going up, kind of rolling over. Maybe we'll see some performance by ton. But that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like, hit the subscribe button. Have a great day, everyone. Good luck out there. Stay safe. Again, if you want to use the affiliate links, I have affiliate links for Market Cipher B. I have affiliate links for Bitunix, which is my favorite exchange. You can leverage trade legally anywhere. I think anywhere. It's open in the US, which is usually closed to most places. You can buy spot there. You can even do no KYC on Bitunix. So if you just want to buy spot and have some privacy, you don't want to put in your social security number and all that garbage, you can use Bitunix. I have links below for Coinbase and crypto.com. So a bunch of different exchanges. Again, good luck out there and have a great day, everyone. See you guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, leave a comment. What do you guys think? Stay safe out there. See you guys.